Hello. Summer is coming to an end, so I can more or less resume my work life and perhaps fall into the same behavioral traps that keep me strabismic. So after 2 months spending time with the kids, my vision is much more relaxed. I haven't spent any time looking at screens except for my phone, but even then you don't have much time to look at your phone. And you don't overthink because you're so busy with the kids and you're constantly interacting with them and talking to them and having fun with them. So yeah, basically you're in this flow, which is kind of tiring, but your vision stays relaxed and you go back to some kind of evolutionary, like, homeostasis state, right? You're not doing many things that modern life demands from you, like sitting down a lot and looking at computers a lot and maybe putting pressure on yourself. You're just kind of in this world with the kids and you're taking care of them and having fun with them. And I organized well, so it was not too exhausting. It was well organized. You just have to keep going and stay in the flow, and everything else was kind of on the back burner. And so for 2 months I was living a different life, and now Louis is already going back to daycare, and Marie will soon return back to school. So I want to keep this visual state that now I acquired after 2 months with the kids. My eyes feel very relaxed. I haven't read anything apart from audiobooks. There's no strain. I feel like my eyes or my brain is kind of moving closer to fusion. Kind of, if I'm not reading, I don't have a tendency to suppress. So then I feel my brain naturally maybe moves towards aligning my eyes more and maybe trying to fuse. It's hard for me to tell, but already when I was a student and I had a long vacation, I felt like my eyes were getting better. I didn't have all the reading issues and all the strain, so I felt there was like kind of a movement towards development towards binocular vision. But back then I couldn't really like explain with the right words what was going on, so I never could like explain to a parent or an adult. And so this is kind of like, now it's not my school vacation, but it's my kids' school vacation, and I kind of experience the same phenomenon. So I would like to keep this going, but that will be very hard without the kids, because I have a tendency to want to be kind of productive and for example publish a book that I'm working on, and I have a tendency maybe to overthink, also because I'm working alone a lot of the time on a computer, and I limit it to 2 hours a day, if even that, but still that puts a lot of strain on my vision. So I hope I can keep it going, but it's a matter of setting priorities. Like, for example, at my wife's job, they have this kind of system. They set 4 goals for themselves for the next year, and then they evaluate over the next few months and at the end of the year. And that involves like work goals, but also training goals, and maybe I guess mostly work and training and improving yourself and improving your work. And so I like this kind of idea of setting 4 goals. But so if I would set one of the main goals, improving my vision and keeping this visually relaxed state going, so that I could move towards more alignment, and my eyes could stay unstrained and could move towards full recovery, perhaps, which is like a big if, so you're not sure of the outcome, which would involve like kind of relaxing more, having a more physical lifestyle, but not overdoing it, right? Not starting to train like crazy or something, but be that like full cardio training or visual training. You have to kind of work at it, but not overwork at it, and then not overthink. Can just kind of enjoy life in a sense. But for me, that's kind of hard to do. Yeah, and I get bored. And if I get bored, I like to be intellectually busy and work on products and work on what I would consider, or what society would consider, productive things. So if I set as my goal number one, live a more physical lifestyle and relax my eyes and keep this relaxed visual state going, and then like this work towards more alignment also while moving, implement visual exercises. And I don't think that has to be like super ambitious, something that's kind of doable and easily implementable, because I feel one of the biggest constraints still is just the physical aspect. I feel these muscles are straining. So even if I would, let's say, implement every day, 3 times a day, 50 eye stretches, and that would compound over time, and I wouldn't read too much and do anything that would work against that, that would already be a win, right? But then if I would set my second personal goal to finish the French translation of Fixing My Gaze, which either way I have to do, so yeah, that kind of contradicts the first goal, right? Because that's very screen heavy. You're potentially, I'm working with someone else who has a certain rhythm, so you kind of want to follow up reading and working with them, even though it's low pressure. I'm kind of setting the schedule, but still I have a tendency to put pressure on myself and then set certain deadlines and then trying to finish things by this deadline. So I guess the important thing would be to find a balance, but even then it always seems to kind of degrade the balance between, or kind of gets eroded. That like in the end I'm kind of tend to go more towards productivity rather than relaxation, and then I start to strain my vision, and you kind of start focusing more on external goals, because that's kind of what society also focus on. It's not like society doesn't see my visual improvements. They see maybe what I put out or the book, and that's what you get external feedback for, right? Like if you, let's say I publish this French book, people are very happy to get this information, and I'm very happy to get this feedback, and kind of, yeah, just it's empowering to do something for somebody else and not just be so self-involved to only focus on your vision, even though maybe that would be better to first fix yourself completely and then focus on the outside world. But yeah, I don't know, it's hard to do for an extended period of time, which maybe is necessary. Maybe that's my Achilles heel, because I'm actually in a position that maybe I could do it. Like I'm lucky. I kind of processed most of the emotional and physical trauma and social trauma. So I'm in a, like I don't have post-traumatic stress disorder or any, like I feel I used to be very anxious, but now it's all kind of gone also thanks to my wife and my kids. Now it's kind of, you're in this flow of family life, a happy family life, which I didn't have. So then you stay in your head and you kind of ruminate about past things and problems you have. But so in that sense, I'm past that. I have maybe the time. I should maybe just take the time. But I also want to finish this French book, and I want to do something useful for society. And I'm getting older, so it's kind of to avoid a kind of a midlife crisis. It's good to do something that gets you recognition. So first goal, try to keep the physical life going, work on the vision, not put too much pressure on myself, try to keep the routine sustainable, and like consciously work on not straining my vision, I guess. and be mindful, or whatever you want to call it. Second goal would be to finish the French book, but then I guess I need to kind of set like loose deadlines, I guess, and not put pressure on myself, because I'm just putting it on myself in the end. So, but it's kind of fun and cool to finish something and to publish this, and so it's just I'm putting it on myself, I guess. And third goal, what was? Next year in March or April, we're going to Japan again, because my wife is Japanese. So I would like to kind of prepare and be kind of conversationally fluid. Is maybe a bit much to ask, but just be able to survive in certain situations using Japanese. So I'm making Japanese language videos from time to time, but that's really like more like a hobby. But still, it's like something you put some time and effort in, and also some eye time. You know, like if you take it too serious, this Japanese learning process could also put strain on my eyes. But that's less likely than, for example, for the French book. And I don't really need a fourth goal, but I guess the fourth goal would be to keep the happy family life going, which is should be maybe the second goal. Maybe the first goal, or maybe even the first goal. First goal, keep happy family life going. Second goal, keep my vision relaxed, live a more physical life, don't overthink it. Third goal, publish the French book, French version of Fixing My Gaze, which will help so many people and will be very rewarding on a personal level. And fourth goal, learn more Japanese. So maybe now that it's out in public on a video, maybe I will be more likely to try to adhere to the goals. But I'm always very self-disciplined, but maybe the problem is I'm too strict on myself, and I'm too kind of too tight. It's ironic that for some goals you cannot just approach them directly. You have to kind of sometimes like go off the goal, take some distance. For some goals, putting in more effort all the time, it doesn't really work, right? They're always in popular culture kind of emphasizing you need to make an effort, you need to work hard, you need to pursue, you need to go get it. But maybe for problems like this, for this strabismus recovery, you need to take certain actions and you need to do certain exercises, but also many of it is letting go and not being too stressed. And then even on a neurological level, like the sympathetic and the parasympathetic system are very involved. Like the rest and digest and the fight and flight systems are very involved in your vision. So even for that, it is necessary to be able to relax and not only put in effort and not only train, but also rest. But so on a psychological level, I'm much better prepared to take on this kind of challenge, I guess, to relax more and to let it go, because I'm no longer so super anxious and stressed about external factors. I'm kind of living I'm living a happy life now, so I don't need to kind of struggle with too many external factors. I can, anyway, let's try it. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you identify and you also struggle with letting it go and to relax your vision and just relax in general. But some people can just not relax, right? You just need to keep going at your work, but then maybe at some point there's a breaking point and you cannot continue to work, or you have to work less, or that's how you get into a vicious circle. That's how people get into trouble, and that's how I initially got into big trouble. And then we have to find other solutions, which in my case was asking for help of my extended family. But yeah, maybe I'll make some other videos on my history. On my Dutch strabismus channel, I made a very detailed 5 video series of how I experienced strabismus, first from 0 to 6 years old, from 6 to 12, and then teenage years, and then 20 something, and then now. And that series was great because I really outlined the social challenges and the visual symptoms and how it was at every stage, because my vision changed a lot over the years. And yeah, every age and every visual symptom creates its own challenge. So when you're a teenager, you're trying to get through school, and then my vision was one way, but then at university it was another way, and then trying to work my vision changed again, and I got the surgeries in the middle of all this, and so every bit was challenging. And now we're in a different stage, and let's hope I can continue to grow and improve my vision, and maybe by the age of 40 I can be kind of over the visual challenges. But I think I will always carry this with me in a certain way, which is okay, but more improvement would be great, and maybe some stereo vision if I'm very, very lucky. We'll see. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.